Hey y'all, it's Zach, the Gulf Coast Gardener. Thanks for dropping by the garden today. Today, I am really excited because we're going to be planting 8 knockout peachy roses. Now, knockout roses, sometimes among other gardeners, have a bit of a reputation of being like a weedy rose just because they're common. But just because a plant's common doesn't mean it's not a great rose. For instance, Janie with Dig Plant Water Repeat plants iceberg roses, which in her area, again, are considered that parking lot plant. So in my area of Mobile, you can definitely consider the knockout roses a parking lot plant. That means they're easy to care for, they're disease resistant, they bloom almost nonstop. So why are we shying away from this just because they're common? I'm not. So I am going to plant these beautiful roses as a entrance into my garden. These plants will be planted at the very edge of my property, and they really won't be offered much care. They won't be offered drip irrigation. They will be fed and fertilized, but they will just be pruned very moderately and not deadheaded. And they will not be on the same treatment regimen that I treat with my English roses. My English roses are sprayed and fed once a month to every 2 months, and they're constantly deadheaded. I will not be doing that high care maintenance for these knockouts, but they will still offer a beautiful show. Now, as far as spacing for these roses, I'm going to plant the first one at 2.5 foot, the second one at 3 foot, and the third one at 3.5 foot. All this from the road so that it's giving us a beautiful gentle slope up from the road to the magnolia tree. Because my goal is to have magnolia tree, roses, 15-foot grass pathway, roses, magnolia. The roses, magnolia will make up 17.5 foot. So 17.5 foot garden bed, 15-foot walking path, 17.5 foot garden bed. I am going to take that 7th and 8th rows and plant it on the opposite side of the magnolia tree to kind of bring in that whole idea that this is a mass planting. All right, so when planting roses, you do want to amend the soil with compost, with fertilizer, with all those things. Now, because these are knockout roses and they are known for being so user-friendly, I am only going to be adding in rose tone. I will not be using biotone because rose tone contains the biotone formula. So it will still offer the microbial advantage that biotone offers, but more geared towards the rose. A quick cool story about knockout roses. I don't know if this is true, but in doing my research, I came across a person who said the breeder of knockout roses, we'll put his name here, said that he was trialing many different roses and then kind of gave up. Kind of was like, okay, I'm done. I can't find what I'm looking for. So what he did is he took all of the seedlings he had bred and threw them in the compost pile. Fast forward 4 to 5 months over the winter. He goes there in the spring and he sees this one rose, the original knockout rose, has survived being thrown away. It was living, it was blooming, it was disease free. And he said, okay, we will go from here. And so from that first rose, all the other renditions of the knockout rose, which I believe there's probably like 8 of them. There's a red, a pink, a double red, a double pink. There's the peachy, which we're planting. There's the orange, and there's one more. But yes, beautiful roses, hardy roses. So sit back, relax, and watch me plant these beautiful shrubs into my garden. So here is our pond. So right here is a 50-gallon pond liner from Lowe's. I dug it down and leveled it out. And there is a pond lily and this is a lotus. And look what is coming up. A bloom stalk on the charming lips. I am so excited for this plant and I can't wait to show you guys its beautiful bloom. Now, a little on the infrastructure of the pond is underneath this half whiskey barrel is a filter that I used to use for my indoor tanks. However, it was too loud, so I stopped using it and upgraded. What I did was, it's a canister filter. I dug down and put it right there at the top and have it running right through here. I have it in this container that does not drain and it's overflowing down into the pond, offering a soft aeration, extra movement, that beautiful water sound, and even more water volume for my fish. Now in here we have two fish. One is your straight comet goldfish and his name is Money, and the other one is a fancy goldfish, a lionhead ronchu, and its name is Moolah. They normally live right underneath this leaf. I saw them, but they had just ran away from us. They are both a white and gold goldfish, but very beautiful. Now around the pond with the rock border is two creeping jennies that I plan to fill out in between these large rocks. This here is a sweet potato vine that I plan to completely take over this area. And then 1, 2, 3 are the variegated boat lily. This is a tradescanta, also called Moses in the Boat, and I'm not super familiar with it. It's my first time growing it, but it's doing great so far. I have tucked in some logs. This one is the Jurassic gold fern, so its new growth is going to be a beautiful golden color. I took a little division of our variegated creeping jenny and planted it there, and she is holding on well. And then right over here, kind of the star of the show next to our overspilling pot, is the lemon blush caladium. Now speaking of caladiums, let me turn you around to the moon garden to show you how beautiful it's looking. Look at all the caladiums coming up. They are an absolute beacon here in the back garden. They're going to continue to get bigger and better. You can still see more coming up, and it's just going to be filled out all through here with that beautiful Florida moonlight caladium. Also, right here is our night blooming tobacco starting to bloom here in our moon garden with our euphorbia and our caladiums. Let's take a little sniff together. Over here, this area of caladiums all overwintered, especially this patch here is just beautiful. Our Triton fountain is still holding strong, looking gorgeous. The phantom hydrangeas are starting to push their new growth, their blooms, and they're just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and more fuller and really start turning that beautiful white color before they start turning more papery. Unfortunately, here in this area, they don't get too much of that pink color, even though this particular cultivar is known for having a beautiful pink. And then finally, we guys had just sprayed our tomatoes, and you can see our new growth is primarily untouched and our fruit is starting to ripen. So yes, in just a few more days, we'll have some beautiful tomatoes to munch on. This here is basil. Love that color. These we started from seed, so that is quite the success. We planted 18 of them here in the garden along this trail, and almost all of them took. And they're just spotted all along down this beautiful gravel patio. The indigo is reblooming. I love the indigo. It's like a wisteria. Not very fragrant though. Beautiful one over here by Swan Thulis. Beautiful fern. It's doing so good. Oh, broke off some spores. The Jubilation. This is another one started from seed last year, so it was quite the wait. I started it last fall, or 2 falls ago rather, fall of 2024 via winter sowing. Planted it out in the spring of 2025 and it sat there. And now I'm finally getting a beautiful bloom on this bee balm. The fragrance is very interesting, but yes, so happy to finally have some rewards from this plant with more blooms coming soon. All right, guys, so we got them in the garden. One more quick note, these beautiful plants came from Cottage Farms Directs, and I did get them at an amazing deal. They were normally retail at about $35 a piece, and I picked them up for $5 each during the May pickup sale. This is an advantage I have here locally because they are located in Irvington, which is probably about 25-30 minutes from Mobile, and they normally just sell on Eline Commerce. However, they opened it up with amazing discounts this May, and I definitely reaped the benefits. So again, thank you guys for dropping by the garden. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.